Hi and welcome to Easy Fishing. Well, the sky may be blue, but there's an easterly wind blowing. It is freezing cold even in my garden surrounded by a 6-foot fence. So fishing, I'm afraid, is out of the question unless I want to end up in hospital. So what I'm going to talk about today is seating. Now I'm going to show you the various options that I have, and I will run through the good and bad points of all of them. Now, the first option that you've seen me sit on my videos is a little Shakespeare folding chair. Very cheap, about 15 quid. Okay, good points. It's cheap, it's very light to carry, and folds up nice and compactly. Its disadvantage is primarily it has non-adjustable legs, so it's not very good on uneven ground. But I still use it a fair amount, especially when I've got to walk any distance at all. For a basic chair, it'll do. Obviously no tackle storage facility and no means of attaching anything to it, as in side trays, bait waiters, whatever, but it will do. So now we move on to the next one. Now the next one you've seen me sit on in several videos. It's a very old Fox Premier Plus. It's a discontinued model. I bought it second hand in about 2000, I think. Still going strong. Right, let's go through the good and bad points. Good points. It's pretty comfortable, even though it's not got any padding on the seats. It has adjustable legs. Just a push button in and out to adjust the legs. And at the back it has something I've not seen on any other chairs. It has a couple of mud feet here for when you're sitting on very steep banks. So you can have the front legs out and the back leg sitting on a high bank behind you. It's very sturdily made out of steel, so it's not the lightest chair on the market by any stretch. But as you can see, it's quite battered and it's still going strong. Other points. Now, on this one, I've got a couple of adapters to take rod rests and bait waiters. So, at the front here, I have a clamp, takes a couple of these arms, put in a front feeder rest, any rod rest that I want from float fishing from it. At the side here I have what's known as an any chair adapter. It enables me to have bait trays. I've got one on each side so I can have rod rests, bait waiters, etc. Now if you're going for a chair, this is what you need. You need ones with attachments to take various things like side trays, bait waiters, whatever. Because a lot of people nowadays will be fishing on commercial fisheries which tend to have hard platforms where you can't get bank sticks, etc. in. Very good chair, this one. I use it a lot. The only disadvantage I've found with it is that the legs, when they fold together, don't clip up. So I have to secure them with a bungee cord. But other than that, it's really good. If you can find one of these, great. There's a couple of features on here, especially those rear legs, that I would Urge other manufacturers to look at fitting. One other thing, it has mud feet on the bottom, and they're designed to take the Fox clip-on wide mud feet to prevent sinking in the mud. The original swivel ones are adequate on a hard surface, but if you're on a soft surface, the clip-on feet do make a big difference. So, moving on. Moving on from that, we come to the last word in luxury. This chair is more comfortable than a lot of armchairs I've sat in. So, what is it? It's a Quorum Deluxe reclining chair. Has a nice padded seat, high back with a nice neck roll to protect you on. You can recline it. Set it whatever angle you like. Side trays and the like. Straight onto the legs. You can fit any amount of adaptations you like. You can even buy clip-on armrests. There is a later version, an X model, which is basically the same chair, same things, but comes with folding arms already built in. Bit more expensive though. This wasn't cheap, was about 120 quid. When do I use it? For two things. What I call lazy fishing. Well, I'm sitting there with two rods beside me on a nice day, bait all to hand, drink maybe, and I'm waiting for bites. I'll be doing a video on this called lazy fishing. The other thing that I primarily use it for is for night fishing. Not night camping as is practiced by a lot of carpers, but night fishing. Where I'm sitting on my rods, primarily method feeder fishing or ledgering for things like big bream, tench, big roach. I can't lie on a bed chair and watch a pair of indicators. I have to be here. Will have indicators, buzzers, etc. But it's very comfortable and I can actually fish in a great deal of comfort. If I need to, I can fit a brolly arm to it, cover it up with a brolly, etc, etc. As you can with a Fox chair, this is just another level of comfort. In fact, now I'm slightly out the wind in the sunshine, I could doze off quite happily. Disadvantages, it's bulky and awkward to carry. If you use a wheelbarrow, no problem. But if you want to carry this, you've then got to carry separate tackle bags and stuff, so that is why I don't use it as much as I might. But it is comfortable. And if a lazy way of fishing, relaxing in a chair, is your way of fishing, highly recommended. It's fully adjustable legs, of course, to adjust for the terrain, built-in mud feet. It's pretty stable, pretty secure. Like I say, you can add and take away whatever attachments you want. Always a bait weighter for me, and sometimes on the side there I'll have a couple of rod rests for when I'm method feeder fishing for big fish. Not your normal commercial method feeder fishing where I'm holding the rod on my knee and on a rest, but for the kind of fishing where it's a waiting game. One last thing, it does fold away quite well. It's not too much trouble. Basically, you just collapse the back by undoing the oversized hand wheels. Fold the seat forward. Just tighten the hand wheels up again. Turn it over. Knock the supporting part out of the middle. fold the legs forward, back ones first. So there you can see it. It is quite bulky, but like I say, it's very comfortable. I do have a carry strap, so I can carry it. It's not overly heavy. It's made out of aluminium. Right, moving on to seat boxes. Now, seat boxes come in a multitude of designs and a multitude of price ranges, varying from about £40 up to £3,000, would you believe? Now, I'm going to put my money where my mouth is here. For many years, I fished on a Shakespeare plastic seat box. One of these. Very sturdy, light, waterproof and nigh on indestructible. This is a very old one. I bought it second hand. Two simple plastic catches inside, loads of space, enough to fit any amount of tackle. They also come with an optional extra of these very, very handy side trays. I've got a couple for this box. One clips on the side there, another one that side, alternatively one in the front. Now, these Shakespeare boxes are darn near indestructible. I weigh 101 kilos. That's what a diet of steroids does for you. There we go, I'm bouncing up and down on it. I don't think I'll do that with any other seat box. So if you're a real big boy, there you go, proof of the pudding. The only disadvantage with one of these seat boxes is they have no leg levelling system. However, there is a firm called Octave who will sell a levelling system. I think they're about £40 or thereabouts. But you can buy one of these boxes on eBay second hand with the legs fitted for about £20. I've seen absolutely loads of them. If you want to buy new, Shakespeare have a new model, almost identical, got different catches on the front. Why there was a need to change them, I don't know. The old simple plastic catches worked fine, and as you saw, with over 101 kilos plus sitting on it, jumping up and down on it, it doesn't break. You must have Octave legs because you need to level it, and they also have another reason. If you have Octave legs, you can fit any amount of side trays, bait waiters, rod rests, feeder rests, everything else to it. And for a beginner, I would say that is what I would recommend, or for someone who's on a bit of a budget. They come in two sizes, this one and a smaller size known as a beta box, which I have for my sea fishing. You can even get a backrest for them, which doubles up as a carrying system, like a haversack, so you carry it on your back. It comes with a strap just to go over your shoulder, but it's not the most easiest of carries. The backrest system and carrying system is marketed by a British firm called Breakaway, a sea fishing tackle, because these boxes are still incredibly popular with sea anglers because they don't rust, they don't break, and they'll go for years and years, and they'll take any amount of abuse. There, you can throw them in your car and you can kick them, drop them, all sorts. The tackle inside might get damaged, but the box won't. This particular box I'm sitting on, I picked it up from my local shop for £15. And when I opened it up, I had about £30 worth of old tackle inside of it, some of which was usable. So have a look round, there are always bargains to be had on eBay. And like I say, this one or the smaller brother, the beta box, I would thoroughly recommend. Make sure you've got Octopus legs is the only proviso. Octopus legs come in various sizes from about 10 inches up to about 3 and a bit feet. So you can even, you can fit them anywhere. You can get a foot plate to go on and get feeder up, everything you want. So that's a basic seat box covered, and now we'll move on to the next one. Now this box is an Octopus Super Stool. It's ultra compact, you can't get more compact than this. It's really sturdily made, and it will carry everything you need of a non-bulky item. I've featured this in my holiday fishing video, what tackle can you fit in your car? If I open it up, nice secure lid, a tray that holds 18 winders. That's more than enough. Under compartment storage, everything of an unbulky nature will fit in there. I also have a bump bar for it. I have a sturdy foot plate for it should I need it. A double keep net arm if I'm fishing on commercials in a match, which isn't very often. Legs available in various lengths. I have longer ones, shorter ones. Basically, really good. The only fault I would say with it is the seat is hard moulded plastic. Feels a little bit uncomfortable, but I can sit on it for 5 or 6 hours without any great problems. Cost, they were about £120. I don't know if Octopus are still making them, but I know they are still available. Very good. You can carry them like a briefcase with a handle, the legs clip underneath. So they are really good. And that's about all I can say about that one. You can fit all attachments to it. I mean, I've got my ripple arm with a ripple arm pole rest on it. I can fit bait stations, pole rig racks, anything. I use it a lot. It's a very good system. Right, moving on. The next item is a box I've had for again a number of years. As you can see, it's well battered, still going strong. It's a matchbox. Comes with a waterproof cover. I like this seat box for a number of reasons. It has the most comfortable seat I've ever sat on, as far as boxes go. It has round legs which are old hat now, still going strong but getting a bit battered, so you can fit all your attachments to the legs. I have a bar here with a pole ripple bar, keep net arm. You can fit everything brollies in them. To the box itself, it has a removable lid. They sit on quite unique slide hinges. So you can open it up like that. In the top section there are space for winder trays. I can fit 2 of these trays in, plus winders underneath. That's 26 small winders, plus about a dozen or so big winders. It has a pins to secure the drawers. A lot of people like magnets, but I've seen them come undone. There's a front drawer, a deep one, with a lift out compartment. 2 shallower drawers here. Has clips on the side. Lift up to expose a deep seat base, big enough for all your items of tackle. And it has one other advantage, this one. If I so wish, I can undo 2 other clips and detach the bottom section, should I so desire. So I'm just left with the top section. It's leaning down because it's still on hinges at the back, and I can't be bothered to unhinge it. It's seen better days, but I still really like it. I still use it a fair amount. Like I say, it's got such a lovely comfortable seat on it. It's delicious to sit on. Delicious? I don't think that's the right word, but it's comfortable. This is more on the modern seat box theme style. I've got a foot plate for it. I have all the attachments go on it. If you buy other manufacturers' side trays, you can get different sized inserts to fit on them, pressed and do them, so you can mount your side trays etc. on there. Very good idea that is. I fitted it with a fox strap that's better than the original. The original it came with wasn't so great. This fox one is lovely and comfortable. Has 2 lifting straps, makes it easy to get in and out of the car. So there you have it. You pay your money, you take your choice. Now this type of style of seat box, you can buy very cheap ones from about 50 quid upwards. Be warned, the 50 quid ones, the build quality is sometimes, not always. 100 quid scores you a pretty good seat box these days. After that, sky's your limit. Preston, Map, Matrix are the offer middle range boxes. When I say middle range, anything from 300 up to about £600. Reeve make the ultimate oil rig seat boxes. They look like oil rigs. They've got 36mm wide legs, which means they're very stable, but they are very expensive. I think a top of the range reef box is about £1,200. By the time you've added the bits and pieces onto it, it's even more. But they do make a very stable, sturdy fishing platform, and they are exceedingly popular with high standard international and top competition anglers. Don't try and fit one in a Nissan Micra. It's not going to happen. I've got a Nissan Micra. I met a guy and tried to fit it in. One, I nearly broke my back trying to get it in, and two, it wouldn't go. I must finish on by mentioning one other manufacturer called Octave. They make a superb aluminium, beautifully crafted seat box. They start at about, I think about £250 for a basic canal box, and then the sky's the limit from there on in. They are very good, high quality seat boxes. I can't afford one. I will never buy another seat box. What I've got now will see me through to the end of my days, including my rusty, trusty old Matchbox. So basically, you pay your money and take your choice. If you're on a budget and you want one that will last and last and last, I would still recommend the Shakespeare plastic seat box. Once you've added adjustable legs to it, it is a fantastic box. Octopus, incidentally, do one very similar, said to be non-indestructible, with legs attached to it. I think they're about £70 with legs on them. But the plastic seat boxes, although they're out of fashion these days, they do have a lot going for them. And if you give up fishing, well, you could store your tools or whatever in them. And that's about it for today. The weather forecast is due for heavy snow, even colder weather than it is. So with my health, I'm not going to be risking fishing in it, much as I am missing fishing, and it's approaching the end of the season and I'm desperate to get on the rivers. But that's life. So I hope you found this video informative. Not everybody will agree with my choices of tackle, but I've tried to give you a pretty fair cross-section of what's available, from basic seat boxes and basic chairs to luxury seat boxes and luxury chairs and middle range stuff as well. Everybody to their own. Some people won't be seen dead with less than a top of the range seat boxes. Other people, more like me, as long as it is functional, is good. And then you have the other people who just don't care, they'll sit on anything, but that's fine. Fishing is, after all, a very individual thing. And there we go. I hope I've explained things a bit for everybody. So until the next time, tight lines.